Hey everybody, how we doing today? What up, though? 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 Promote coupon. I didn't think so. Hey, how's it going? Max, Sylvia, Faz, Joshua. I'm just taking a little time to sit outside today for a minute. I'm not going to be out here that long though. Just for a little bit. And I'm gonna switch on spaces in there. It's just too nice of a day not to be outside for a little. It's a gorgeous day here in Pittsburgh. Beautiful day in the burg, the mean streets of Pittsburgh. You guys having a good day today? If you're having a good day, tap that like, tap that share, tap that give a hug and care. How about that, huh? Chat and interview. Oh, well, yeah, of course, that's what I want the topic to be because I like to chat and like to interview. What would you guys like to talk about? You got anything in mind? I could start a poll. Every time I do one of the polls, I don't know though, no one ever answers it. I think I've had the most two answers. But the polls are kind of fun because you can just put random stuff down, whatever you want. I enjoy it. I always have a good time when I do it, but not many people hop in and join you. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's see. What is, I don't know. See, I have my goal as two of those little bears. Um, just because they're like my favorite little guys. The bears for my gift goal. But maybe I'll do something else. I don't know. I don't know. I love those little guys, so I'm keeping it the same. Those little guys are the best. They remind me of Ted. Well, you know when Mark Wahlberg was in in that. What is LV? What do you mean an LV? What is an LV? I know an LV is. I know there's a place in Pittsburgh that people call LV, Lawrenceville. What do you mean, alley cat? What is an LV? It might be live or live goal, or it could just. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Um, thank you for the fall, Raj. You are the man, my good sir. I had addiction. LV. Oh, is this in my description? Asked you because you're captured for your life. Oh, it cuts off at LV. I mean LVAD. Thanks, Michael. Um, yeah, it's in my description. So I guess I obviously need to shorten that. I thought it showed the whole thing, but it should say LVAD with a is with which is a left ventricle assist device, Alley Cat, and that is a device that um, I have to carry around a bag that has two batteries and a controller in it. It's this. That's why I always have my man purse here, and then see, there's a cord right here. I don't know if you can see it through the comments, but there's a cord there, and that cord actually goes and is attached through. Um, it goes underneath these bandages I have on my stomach, and then it is attached to a hole in my stomach. It's just an open hole, And I have to change the bandages once a week, make sure it's sanitary, everything. Um, and then the cord goes straight into my stomach, up through my lungs, and it pumps a machine that is in the left side of my heart called an LVAD, or it's short for left ventricle assist device. Left ventricle assist device, and that is um, it basically the left side of my heart is a machine, and it pumps my heart for me. I'm awaiting on a heart transplant. Um, that's my only option. I should have got a heart. I would have got a heart transplant whenever I first went into the hospital, Alley Cat. However, Robo Heart. That's right, Michael. That's what I say. That's what I go by. I love it. I don't love it, but I love it. I think it's hilarious. Um, but whenever I went into the hospital, Alley Cat, I should have had a heart transplant. However, they didn't have any hearts available for me at the time, which often happens. So basically, I went in and they said that I was going to die. I was in ECMO. If you know what that is, it's like basically stage before death in the medical field if you're in a traumatic medical situation. So I was in ECMO, but they didn't have a heart, so they did what uh, they call it in my life. Um, let's see, what is this? So, but to the next point, okay, either way, to the next point in my life. So I would have had, a heart transplant then, but they didn't have a heart for me. So I got the bridge, which is the LVAD. I've had it for 4 years now, and I'm hoping to get a heart transplant in the next like 2 years. I don't know how quickly that will happen. I don't know. Thank you so much for all the likes and the love. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me. Um, I know you're doing work, Michael, as always. Thank you, sir. I love you, buddy. Um, but yeah, so that's basically what that is. I will have to adjust my little comment thing at the beginning where it cuts off as an LV because that doesn't make any sense, and no one would know what that is because that's not even a thing. But an LVAD is a thing. Um, yeah, so that's just a little answer for your friendly reminder to stay hydrated. I do my best. Boat Life 390. Friendly reminder to stay hydrated. Is that is this an inside joke or is this just a friendly reminder? Are you just being a kind gentleman who would like to remind me to stay hydrated? Because yeah, I do. Just an honest friendly reminder. Thanks. That was nice. That was very nice. I appreciate that. I do my best. It's weird. They keep fluctuating my uh, how much liquid I can intake per day. So it goes, no, I'm not diabetic. Um, it goes from uh, anywhere from, it's usually around 64 ounces is what is the amount of liquid I'm supposed to have per day. And the 64 ounces, I'm supposed to have that 64 ounces per day because that is something that I don't know. They set at the hospital that it's like the optimal range of liquid that I drink per day. So it just depends on how much diuretics I'm on at the time. I take I take like 44 pills a day, so I'm not a diabetic. Soul Miami. I am a heart failure patient. I have systolic heart failure, and I got that from having blood clots in my Widowmaker artery. So it didn't have anything to do with um, unhealthy eating habits or high cholesterol or all my other arteries and valves were clear and looked great. They said it looked like a healthy 30-year-old. I had my first heart attack at 33, 75% blockage in one area, and then in one spot in my Widowmaker artery, and then I was on blood thinners. After a year and a half, they took me off blood thinners. 8 months later, I had a massive heart attack, 100% blockage from blood clots in the exact same area. They just grew over the stent and blocked off 100% my Widowmaker artery. And that ended up resulting in that systolic heart failure, which was misery. It was absolutely misery. And it's been a pain in the butt. But hopefully, life will become a little more normal someday whenever I get a heart transplant. Make things a little easier. Uh, Triac Daniel, Tyrek Daniel, Tyreek Daniel. Favorite movie? Favorite movie, dude. What a great question. Um, yes, please share the live, hit the like button. I love you guys. I greatly appreciate all the support you guys give me. You guys are awesome. Um, my favorite movie is, oh man, I have so many. I really love watching stand-up comedy, but I know that's not a movie. Gladiators, one of my all-time favorite movies. I love, um, I love, shoot, what? Like, I'm drawing a blank on so many different movies here. Gladiator, I love. Um, they're like Billy Madison. I absolutely love. It's an older one. I love Tommy Boy. I like a lot of comedies, and I like some action movies and such. They are always good. I was in the military for 4 years. However, I Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, buddy. You're the one who goes camping all the time, bud. I know what you do out there. I know Rachel stays home with Rose. I know what you're up to. You and Carla. Uh, 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 Tyreek. Tyreek, what's your favorite movie, man? Um, I know I didn't really answer your question besides 300. Oh, The Departed. I love The Departed. That's a great movie also. Um, Tyreek, if you're still in here, you're probably not in here. I probably took way too damn long to answer your question, which makes sense because I was just sitting here rotting my fat mouth, trying to think and totally drawing blanks. But Tyreek, if you're still in here, what is your favorite movie? Either way, if Tyreek isn't still in here, what else? Who else? Anybody else have a favorite movie that comes to mind? I like a lot of comedies, but being a favorite movie has to be like, obviously exceptional. Um, Extremely exceptional. So that's really tough to kind of nail down to one genre, one person. Anna says hi. Any Jackie Chan movie, huh? Any Jackie Chan movie is your favorite movie? See, like Rumble in the Bronx. I remember that one. Boy, that was way back there. I wonder how old Jackie Chan is nowadays. Because that dude was doing all of his own stunts and kicking tail in his 50s, I remember. And I think that's when I was in like high school. I'm 40 now. Jackie Chan is still alive, right? I feel like he's one of those guys that at 120 he's gonna look like he's 60, you know? And a comedy. Yes, he's been in the hospital so many times. Yeah, I remember like he break his legs, he break all kinds of stuff. I can't remember if it was Rumble in the Bronx or what, because like I haven't seen a Jackie Chan movie in forever. Besides Rush Hour, I did see, that one was funny. But I remember he had this scene where he had to like shimmy from he was at like a 90-degree angle where a fence met a cement wall, and he had to like he just shimmied like one leg on the fence, one leg on the wall, fence wall, and just like ran up it in like half a second, and it was like 20 feet high. And man, that guy was just a freaking animal. He's like the Asian Chuck Norris. He's like, you know, where all the Chuck Norris jokes. I hear Santa Claus stays up at night and waits for Chuck Norris, whatever, all this. Home Alone movies are so good too, and money. You are on the money. Home Alone is awesome. I love Home Alone. Uh, one and two, definitely the best. They made a third one, right? They probably made even more than that. Fairly Out of Touch. Um, I am fairly out of touch, is what I'm saying. But the first and the second one were both so good because the second one was the second one was the one where he was in New York and there's the pigeon lady, right? Oh, Michael, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Pulp Fiction. Yes, I could actually. You absolutely right, dude. I am like pretty much every Quentin Tarantino movie to me is one of the best movies ever. The only ones that I don't like have an extreme love for is the Kill Bills, um, which was supposed to just be one movie, but it was way too damn long, so they made it two. But they're good movies. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't love them when you compare them to what was it, The Hateful Eight, where they filmed the whole movie in one room on a 35 millimeter camera. That's when it has Russell. Fuck, I'm getting old. Kurt Russell. Jeez. Kurt Russell and I had all kinds. Leonardo DiCaprio's in that, I believe. Um, there's Is he in that? Is he in that one? I don't know, but yeah. Fury or not Fury. Inglourious Bastards. That was an amazing one. Fury was good too, but Inglourious Bastards was better, I thought. Man, Quentin Tarantino just kills it. That man is a monster at making movies. I mean, I love him. And are you still in here? Do you like any of those kind of movies, or you stick more to the lighthearted, uh, Home Alones and things of that nature? And everybody else, please, anybody else that's in here. Favorite movies. Man, I could talk about this for a while because I forget so many movies. Like I've definitely watched more movies. I've forgot more movies than I've watched. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I forgot a whole bunch of movies. Let's put it like that. One of my favorite ones used to be Super Troopers. I love Super Troopers. It's like a cult classic, you know. Like I never saw it in the movie theaters. I just had it on DVD. But when I was in the Marines, me and my buddies used to watch that. I swear to God, 2 to 3 times a week, every single week, we would watch, we would watch Super Troopers, and we would just quote it constantly. I could call up a buddy of mine in the Marines. Now, granted, I got out in 2006, so it was 18 years ago, and I could say the beginning of one line of that movie, and I guarantee you he could finish the 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 second part of the line to the movie. Like when they pull over the kids that are going to Canada, but they're in Vermont. You go littering in, littering in, littering in, smoking the reefer. Every once in a while, I've been jonesing little, a little soda lately. I think it's because I think it's because I stopped drinking. I just want something a little bit different than just water. Which reminds me, I gotta go to the store and get milk. I've been drinking chocolate milk too. Fairlife milk is awesome. Michael, I think you're a little lactose intolerant, like I am, like a little bit. Like you could still have cheese and eggs and stuff, but sometimes too much of something will jack your gut up. But I know you used to drink like a gallon of milk a day, but you also used to have a lot of gut problems back then too. But dude, you should try this milk. Uh, it's called Fairlife. It is so good, and it's lactose free milk, but it's still got all the protein. It's not like an almond milk, and it tastes to me like a cleaner milk. It tastes a lot better. The only problem is it's a little pricey. So maybe you get rose like regular milk and you just drink that. But they sell chocolate milk and regular milk with it. I get one. I get a half gallon of each of them. Uh, and then I always get a half gallon of each of those when I'm at the store, and then I get a um, half gallon of this strawberry banana smoothie. One of the Bolt House, I think, is what the name of the company is. And those are usually those are the things I drink. Um, so just something, just something. I wonder. Favorite movie? That was a good one. I don't know. There is like ways for me to like type and say stuff like um mm, 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 comment. What's your no. Does anybody know? Okay, bam. What's your favorite movies? Look at that. I learned how to make a comment and pin something at the same time. I am getting to be a TikTok genius. If you guys please shares, tap the likes, um, respond to my comments, just chat with me. I always put like the little topic up there. I don't know. I don't think anyone really pays attention to them, but it's just a chat and interview. But I love to talk to people and just kind of like to pick people's brains, see what their thought process is at and such. Um, like therapy. I'm huge into therapy, but sometimes it's kind of like a taboo topic for some individuals. Some people don't ever want to admit they're in therapy. Some people think it's a total crock of crap. Some people think that it's a lifesaver. Some people don't believe in it at all. It's just you get so many variations of it. And I think it's something that I think is a great topic to talk about because for me, getting the, love, learning to love yourself is very important, and it's something I'm still working on big time. I'm 39, and you feel like you should have this stuff figured out by now, but it's not the way it works. Uh, especially, I mean, I hated myself until I was like 33. And then I had been in therapy for a few years at that time. And I started believing what I was telling myself. And I was able to turn that around. It was nice. Was, it was great. Catherine, how are you doing today? Naminatino, more to join about Running Late 26. What's your guys' favorite movies? What's your favorite movies? Favorite movies? Talk therapy? Talk about none of that. Favorite food? Love food. Love to cook. Today I got to post a picture of it. Well, I took a picture of it. I don't have to post a picture of it. But I had a little strawberry banana smoothie, just like a half glass. And then I had a 3 eggs scrambled, um, which I do the way Gordon Ramsay does them. So I guess to some people it might look a little runny, but they're um, amazing that way. And I actually took a little bit of cheese. I have just like a pepper jack, and it's not pepper jack though. It's like a cheddar jack cheese, and I broke it up real small in there. I put a little bit of half and half because I didn't have heavy whipping cream. Half and half in there, mixed it all about, did the hokey pokey, and then I put the I put the all that in a pan, and like what I do is I stir my eggs, my scrambled eggs, if that's how I make them. I like sunny side up a lot also. I also enjoy over easy. But if I am just making scrambled eggs, I do 30 seconds on the heat, 30 seconds off the heat, and they only need like 90 seconds of heat total. And that might even be too much um, depending on how long or how hot it is that you're cooking them, anything like that. But either way, I made some eggs, and I have this kelp chili crisp, which is it's like a Thai chili, um, oil-based kind of sauce that has kelp in it also, so it gives it like this, salty, briny kind of flavor, but it also has a good bite of spice from the the Thai chilies in it. And I do that, and I spread a little bit of that on the eggs, and sometimes even I'll go and put a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on top of the eggs after that. Sometimes the kelp chili crisp is just enough. I had that one thin piece of wheat toast, two protein um, blueberry waffles, and uh, oh, 2 pieces of prosciutto. Very odd breakfast, I know. I eat weird stuff, but it was quite a bit of food, and I probably won't eat again. If anything, I have these like 270 calorie. They're Michael Irvine's. He's a chef. His brand, and their chocolate peanut butter wafer ones. Oh my gosh, they are so good. They have I think 2 grams of sugar, 16 grams of protein, vitamins in them, um, very low sodium. Like I said, almost no sugar, very low carb. Most of the calorie comes from the protein in there, and there is some healthy fats in there, but not much. I mean, not too terribly much. I think it's like 5 grams. And man, I'll tell you what, those things are the best. I put them in the freezer, and sometimes I'll even like have a little glass of that Fairlife milk with them, and eat them like that as a dessert. Or I just take them out of the freezer and eat them and drink it with water, and that is my dessert. It is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I like to cook quite a bit. If you go through my videos, I have some cooking videos. They're pretty like janky though, lack of a better term. If you don't know what janky is, it's just crap. Because like I have like this tripod and I just stick it on the edge of my counter, but my sink is just one long counter from left to right. I don't have an island or anything. Not my sink, but my my cabinet space. So it's just one long thing from one end to the other. So it doesn't like there's no great spot to get a lot of um a lot of the to get all the ingredients and all the shots that I need to. I'd have to move the camera around quite a bit to do that, and that makes it extremely difficult. And when you're doing that and trying to cook at the same time, it becomes a real pain in the rear, and you know it makes it very difficult to accomplish what you want to accomplish there. Um, so I have a subscription goal, guys, for subscriptions. It's only $2.99 a month, and you get all my little emotes that come up with it. Plus, there's several other perks. I have just lives for subscription candidates only. There are several things, several perks for that subscription, and then on top of that, there is also I have a live goal to those little bears who I love those because they remind me of Ted, the movie Ted, which is a hilarious movie if you haven't seen it. That's another one we were talking about. What's your favorite movie? Um, Ted's definitely not my favorite movie, but I'll tell you what, I watched the second Ted just the other night. Man, I was dying laughing. It's been a long time since I saw either one of them, and I was laughing so freaking hard. It was great. It's such a good show, or good movie. Such a great movie. So how's everyone's day been? Are people just getting off work? If you're on the East Coast, eh, if you're on the East Coast in the United States of America, um, then it's quitting time. So that would make me guess that most people would actually be driving right now if you're from the East Coast. Looks like my car, but cooler looking. I mean, that one looks cooler than my car. Where is my car? You way down there, buddy. Oh, fudge ripple, did it go? Well, I'm sure it's down there. It's on street parking here, so kind of makes it difficult. Um, what's your favorite movies? Anyone have favorite movies they would like to discuss? I'm fine talking Hollywood. Anna, are you back in here by chance? Anyone who would like to talk movies, talk cooking, talk therapy, whether you hate it or like it, any of them I'm talking about. Movies, what if you're someone who just hates movies? Hey, let's talk about it. I recently though, man, I'll tell you, I've transitioned from I've transitioned quite a bit from uh loving movies more than shows to they have made television shows so freaking good now that I I don't I don't really think they can compare to movies anymore. Like, I don't know if any of you've ever watched Succession on HBO. Succession was so freaking amazing. I mean that show. There's only 4 seasons, and that's the thing. Is like I say only 4 seasons, but in all actuality, that. I think it was they're hour-long episodes, and it's 10 like 10 episodes per season or 8 episodes per season, so it's way longer than a freaking movie would ever be. But they can cover so much territory in that. And that to me was one of the. I think that's HBO's all-time best show. That's how good I think it was. And I loved The Wire. I loved Oz. I loved Eastbound and Down. Um, I loved. Oh my goodness, what else was on HBO? They had so many great hour-long shows. Um, they were kind of like the kings of it. They started it off really. They started kicking rear, taking names with the thank you for the likes, thank you for the likes. I greatly appreciate it. King Queen, you are the best. Hey, how are you doing today? I'm sitting here trying to, well, basically talk to myself, but we're discussing earlier favorite movies. We talked a little bit about therapy, if people believe in it or not, and I'm doing well today. Yeah, today's been a good day, and I've been thinking about I have thought that I should have gone to the grocery store today, and I have not, and now I know I'm not going to. Uh, because I am going to end up writing some more today. Um, oh, okay, you heading on to a new location? If so, no problems. Um, I hope you have a wonderful day. I truly do. Solomon Ansalia, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. That's very nice of you. Um, how would you like me to pronounce your name? Because I have King and then underscore Queen, and then it's Marataki Takike Tak Takike. Um, I'm sorry, I butcher names. I'm terrible with them. I am so sorry. Um, thank you so much for saying that I'm handsome. That is, you don't know how much that helps me and my self confidence. I definitely have self confidence issues, and on top of that, um, I have health issues, and I got divorced about between 5 and 6 years ago, and I dated a couple girls since then, but I have not dated anyone in the last 4 years. And yeah, February 2020 was when I broke up with my last girlfriend, and um, I have not had any interest in having any relationship since then. I've just lived on my own and kind of done my own thing. And by do my own thing, I don't mean like I haven't even hooked up with anyone. I haven't even kissed a female in 4 years, and or a male. But I am a heterosexual male. I'm a straight male. Men have never been an interest of mine, and I can say with confidence they never will be. But yeah, I haven't even kissed a female in 4 years, and I don't even know if I ever will again. With my health problems and everything that's gone on in my life, keeping things very simple uh, has really helped me kind of get through some really hard times. Um, you're 6 years single? We're pretty close. We're pretty close to the same. And you know, I don't know what it is. I always, I, I got married when I was 19. I was married for 14 years, and that was my high school sweetheart who we dated since I was 15. So, and then as soon as we got divorced, I started dating another girl that only lasted a few months. Then I dated another girl that lasted about 8 months. And then I dated the last girl I dated, which lasted about 4 months. And I just kept dating girls at that point because I was terrified to be alone. I didn't know how to be alone. I was petrified to be alone. I used to sit on the edge of my bed at night and cry. I'm not joking, and I have no shame. I'm not too prideful to admit that. I would sit on the edge of my bed every night and cry myself to sleep because I was so lonely. I didn't know what to do. And eventually I grew to a point where I began to be comfortable in my own skin and kind of I started to love myself and take care of myself more, self care, from a mental standpoint, through lots of therapy. And I I miss having a partner to share things with, to have a great laugh with after work, to watch a movie with, just to spend time with. Um, I am a social person. I like company. I love being around my little brother and his family, his fiance. She's amazing, and my niece. She's amazing. I have an older brother who he lives in North Carolina, but I love him, and unfortunately he's divorced as well. But um, I love his children, my niece and nephew. Um, they're a boy and a girl, and they're like 13 and 11 now, or 14 and 12. So they're getting up there in age, and I love spending time with family. Like I love spending time with my mom. Um, and it would be nice to share those experiences with someone that I was in love with, but I just don't. I just don't think it'll ever happen for me again. I don't ever want to revert back to um, feeling like the only way I can be happy is to be with someone else, because I feel like that's very unhealthy. I know lots of people who just jump from one relationship directly into the next relationship, and they do that because they're afraid to be alone. For whatever reason they may say, I truly believe that's the primary reason people do that relationship jumping. And I think that I think it's good to be self-sufficient and get used to being comfortable in your own skin, get used to waking up alone, going to bed alone, taking care of yourself and all manners. I've learned to cook. And, again, I got married young, and my ex-wife didn't work as she was raising my daughter, so she was a stay-at-home mom, and she would always have dinner cooked and everything. She was an amazing cook. And I wish someday I could be half the cook that she is. She's awesome. And I, I though am not. Well, that's not true. I'm getting much better at cooking, and I'm happy. Um, okay, Queen, thank you so much. I hope you have a great night's sleep. Uh, and I hope to talk to you later. Thank you for the lives. Thank you for the love. You're always welcome. I can't wait to see you again soon. Thank you for stopping by. Your older brother did that. What did my older brother do? I'm a 6 year single. Uh, okay, I understand. uh, insert mistake here. I don't know what mistake I made. I know I said, imagine that's Aaron, but I said that um, I love seeing. I learned how to be alone and da 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 da, all those things, and I love, but I do love spending time with my little brother and his fiance and my niece. And I said, unfortunately, my older brother is not married any longer either. However, I love spending time with his children, but he's in North Carolina. Um, but yeah, hi, hi, where does your mom live? I don't know why you want to know where my mom lives, Anna. That's kind of weird. I live in Pittsburgh. My mom also lives somewhere in Pittsburgh. Um, but why do you want to know where my mom lives? That's kind of a weird question, isn't it? Oh, jumping into a relationship too soon, especially. Uh, yeah, I never said you jump in a relationship too soon. I said a lot of people do that. Um, oh, it's because I said I visit my mom. Oh, okay. No, I just misunderstood, Anna. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, no. I I um she lives like 18 minutes from where I live. Um that's about it. Boy, these people keep wanting to battle, and I am going. I don't know how good I'll do here. I only have four people in the live, so and I don't love battling either. I rather just talk. Um, and no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you or say you were or say that question was weird. Um, I I was talking about I just wasn't sure why you said where does your mom live. That's all. Now it all makes sense. Yeah, she only lives like 18 minutes from where I live, and yeah, on the weekends we usually do something together. Usually every weekend. The last two weekends we haven't, but we usually either go see a movie or go get lunch, or we'll just go on a little Target run or a Sam's Club run. Just talk and BS. I have a real good relationship with my mom, so it's nice. Aaron, I hope you understand if you're still in here, Aaron. I hope you understand I wasn't talking about you at all in everything I said. Um, I was just going on about uh, relationships and how I'm never going to be in a relationship again. And because I was talking to this King Queen Mao de TKK. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but um, she said I was handsome, and I thanked her. And then she told me that she was she's been single 6 years, and I said I've been single 4 years, and um, okay. I'm sorry, Aaron. I misunderstood. I suck at this. It's like I try to when you don't have context and you can't actually talk to someone, it's hard to. I thought you were upset that I said something about you, and I was like, I didn't, I didn't, but I got what you're saying, man. Yeah. Um. Yeah. And where are you? from about. You don't obviously have to tell me specifically, Anna, but yeah, I live in Pittsburgh, and my mom also lives in Pittsburgh, and my little brother lives in Pittsburgh, and like I said, my older brother, he lives in North Carolina. Oh, you live in PA too? Did we discuss this once before? I can't remember if we. Well, when I'm from Allentown. Okay, okay, so you're over towards the. Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's someone else. You're over towards further east. I lived in um. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name of the town now. It was like a suburb that was about 30 minutes north of Philadelphia. Um, for a little over a year. I worked for Amazon, and I think it's pronounced Browningsville. Are you familiar with that? But it doesn't look like it's spelled that way, so I don't even know if that's how you say it. But Amazon has like two or three distribution centers right in the same industrial complex, and I used to work for Amazon. Uh, no, I'm not close to Penn State. I'm like 3.5 hours from Penn State. I am. I'm like as close as like 25 minutes to Ohio. Um, I can also get to West Virginia in like 35 minutes. If I just go the most direct route to the closest spot in Ohio or West Virginia, I can get to both of those very quickly. So I am southwest Pennsylvania. You're more what? Middle east, right? Or a little further east. The Penn State area, I'm not a Penn State fan, but Penn State area is beautiful. I I used to work for Target for quite some time. I was a store manager, and as I was getting to be promoted from a logistics manager to a store manager, um, my district manager, um, he took me out to the Penn State store because it was a store that was run really well. And man, that area out there was just so beautiful. It was the middle of the summertime. We went out there. We stopped at a brewery on the way home. uh, this was years ago, years and years ago. But yeah, I really liked it out there. Allentown, I believe I've been to Allentown also. In downtown Allentown, I went to a restaurant there once, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a. Oh no, I might be thinking of Lancaster. What's further east, Allentown or Lancaster? Your daughter went to Kutztown University. My ex-wife went to um, University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown, which is a little closer your way, but it's only like an hour and a half from me, so it's still way far away from you. Allentown, you think, is further east, so maybe it was Allentown, not Lancaster. I went to. I can't remember. I remember that the downtown area was fairly small from what I was used to, and I had a there was a really nice restaurant that apparently the food was supposed to be great. And I just sat up at the bar, and I can't even remember if I got an appetizer or what. But I sat there as I was waiting for somebody, and it was like a dark lit bar, but it was all. marble looking, like marble floors, countertop stuff. It was really nice. I liked it. Penn State Altoona. That's where old Hammer went, didn't he? I know he went Penn State. I'm pretty sure it was Altoona. Old Greg. Penn State Altoona. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, I don't miss going to any colleges ever. I tried. So after my ex-wife and I got divorced, I dated this girl, and she was a fair amount younger than me. And uh, I was still living in West Virginia at the time in Morgantown, and she, she and her roommate asked if I wanted to go to this party with them, and I was like, "Ugh, I don't think I'll fit in." They're like, "No, you're fine. You're fine." And I was like, "All right, if you guys think I'll be comfortable, that's fine." And we were there for, I would say, no longer than 6 minutes before they're like, "Hey, so do you want to get out of here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." Because like I would hear somebody from like, there's probably like 40 people at this party in this like freaking one bedroom apartment, and I heard people like, "What's Grandpa doing over there?" Something like that, And at the time I was 33, so I wasn't incredibly uh, young or old, I should say, but I was certainly far too old to be at a college party where there's, probably 19-year-old kids at. Boy, did I feel like an idiot. The Richland party, the Richland party. Oh man, I recall a bunch of parties. I'm trying to think. The Richland party, was that with the Woods? Screech party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the Woods party. Not Woods as in um, not woods as in trees, but woods as in their last name. Yeah, that was one to write home about. Yeah, I think it was me, you, Nicole, and I'm pretty sure my buddy Curtis from the Marines came up, poor guy, came up with me to Pittsburgh for like a 96 and 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 took him to a party that was just way out of this world. That reminds me, I should put that as a chapter in my book. The book I'm going to be I'm going to try to work on next. Or I wrote two full paragraphs, so I'm really kicking ass and taking names, but I am uh, I am just doing each chapter as individual stories in my life. Um, Kind of like Jude Angelini did with his books. Um, that doesn't mean they get they're instead of that first book is a biography or an autobiography or memoir. Depends on, I don't know. It's kind of like a higher level overview, but there are some specific stories. But that I don't get into a ton of specifics about a ton of different things. So the one I'm writing next is just going to be all about specific events, which I'm pretty pumped about that because that I think can be much more entertaining, um, I gotta make sure I'm very careful with names and not using real people's names. Um, which that's something I do part of my editing process. Like there are people's names in the first book that the one I just finished up that uh, I um what do I say? There are several names that I have hidden. I've not said their real name, but there are a couple where I did say their real name, so I got to make sure that's addressed in the editorial process. Because I don't need any kind of legal battles. Um, but it's really, I mean, I refer to someone as Mr. Cuck, Cuck. I refer to another angel that came down from heaven by the name of Lucifer. Those ones I'm safe on, but I think I did mention my ex-wife's name, so that one might have to change. Might have to change. Um, Sorry. Did I make the final minute? Am I mentioned by name? Honest to God, Aaron, I don't know. I'm sure you're mentioned in there for sure. I don't know if I used your name though. I think because using names, I was cautioned that you can really get screwed. But I think that's full names, like, cause like just a first name. I don't see how you could legally get screwed by saying a first name. You know what I mean? Like even if everyone knows who you're talking about, what the fudge? Like no, so I really try to censor myself on here uh, because I don't want to, I don't know, get in any trouble or whatever. But um, yeah, I'm sure you're in there without a doubt. Actually, I know for a fact you're in there. I just don't know how much. What about? It's a story about my life, and a lot of it is about just stupid ass decisions I made, and then the end of it is kind of just about my um, the end of it is basically just about my where I am now and kind of how I've been getting by now and such. And but I also on this other one, that's going to be much more specific. So these are I know in this next one, I'm going to have to like run specific stories by people and see like what do you think of this? There you go. Some of the stories were embellished for the purpose of storytelling and like game plan if anyone asks. Beautiful. Love it, love it. And that's exactly what I'll do for that's exactly what I'll say for this for the new one because the new one's definitely going to be much more incriminating and such. Uh, um, because I just want to go through specific times. Like I started, um, but again, that nothing's in chronological order. It's all just it is all just my my crap here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Let's see real quick. 365. Why are you doing this? Come on. Sign in, 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 sign in. Littering in, littering in, littering in. Smoking them. Alright. Yeah, the very first thing I started talking about, yeah, I literally have one page written. Um, yeah, but the very first story in uh, the new book is talking about my first experiences with beginning to hang out with you and your friends, like you and Butch, and how we used to steal some smokes from Mom's car, and then it goes into uh, some specific instances about the trails and our adventures in the trails and our adventures coming home from the trails. That's chapter one. So you know, and there's going to be so many so many different chapters, so many different circumstances, so many different scenarios that I think it's going to be. Dude, it's funny day. That's a great name for a chapter and a great way to do great way. Great way to make that incorporate that in there. I I've forgotten so much stuff that that's what I'm gonna end up needing help remembering some things, and not just remembering some things, but figuring out like uh, what's gonna be the most entertaining, um, kind of going from there, and seeing because like for some reason the dude's bunny day we got 30 beers we could do this. I'm trying to remember if that was the same day that we had to hide from the 12, as they say, in Ty's like crawl space in a basement in the middle of the city, or if that was a totally different day. Um, I don't even remember if it was me and you there then, or if it was just me and Tom. I can't remember. Like that's what I gotta like remember exactly what happens at what part. you know. Uh, Either way, it'll be entertaining. That's for sure. I'm hoping with getting this first one published that the future books will be easier to publish. But I had this idea for this book quite some time ago while I was still writing the other book. So I don't know. Uh, some comments in this live are filtered to protect community's experience. Oh boy, I don't know. I mean, I automatically just think that has to be you, Aaron, but you haven't said anything bad at all. I have no idea. Maybe something I said. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's so much I just want to. But what I was saying is I already had the idea for the second book when I was in the middle of writing the first book, which I got to concentrate on this second book, make sure it's good enough and everything to write to get it published prior to even worrying about what I'm going to do next. But um, I would like to, start brainstorming ideas at some point, months from now, whatever, about what I should write about next. Because, nonfiction has always kind of been my forte. I don't think it was you either. That's what I mean. You didn't say anything nothing I read was bad. Um, but the I've always been like, I always figured it was going to be nonfiction, but I don't want to write anything about like history, like Pittsburgh's history or, you know, anything like that. I don't know. I have no idea what I would do for another book after that, and that's something I need to figure out. I've thought about dipping my toe into fiction, um, because then I could just incorporate real things that have happened in my life and then just embellish and, make it this grandiose thing and it just be fiction book, you know what I mean? And, it wouldn't be me, it'd be someone else or stories I've heard or whatever, Hunt history. Yeah, the thing is, I feel like uh, since Grandma and Grandpa aren't around anymore, I don't think the Hunts know as much as they wanted to about the Hunt history. Um, Aunt Pat just reached out to me and Mom the other day, asking about uh, asking about if we had if we knew um, like from where in Ireland were we from and all that. And I sent them my 23andMe stuff that I have, but I said, it can even break down from like siblings, like the percentage of what is from where and that, just because that's, I guess, how DNA works. So I don't know. And the last thing I would want to do is let anyone down on the Hunt side. Uh, you know, with the history piece because we've got some harsh critics over there. As much as I love everyone, Mustafa Hussein, how you doing, Mustafa? Mustafa, Friendship 420, Elias Salden. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. I think you've come in and left just as quickly. DeLuca Kelly, are you related to any DeLucas I know? You might be right. Might be right about it, government experimental DNA. I think mine went the other way. I think all the pin cushion and putting stuff in me wrecked my body or something. I can't make heads or tails of it. Why I fell apart when I was always in pretty good shape and you know everyone else is pretty good. Although you see what happened to Jason, he was in pretty good shape and who the hell knows? It's craziness. Craziness out there, man. Craziness. What are you doing for dinner tonight, bro? Doing anything good? Anything good? How about anybody? Anybody else out there too? Please feel free to answer if you're doing anything good for dinner. Phyllis Gray, Sierra, Charles, Sonny's. Ooh, pork chops. I was on here. I was on here yesterday or the day before, and I was in someone else's live like you are right now, Aaron, and this this dude was talking about he was making pork chops. He's like, they're like steak pork chops. He's like, they're like 2 inches thick, bone in pork chops. I'm sitting there thinking, man, that sounds so good. Nicole's dad used to buy some ones like that. And then I just hear this familiar noise in the background. And then I typed it, said, I don't know. I was in one of the little boxes. I don't know if you see them. You can go in these little boxes at the corner and talk, but you're not the creator of the live or anything. So I could actually talk. But I was like, are are those pork chops in an air fryer? He's like, oh yeah, it's the best way to cook them. It's the only way to cook them. I was like, you're cooking 2 inch thick bone in pork chops in the air fryer. He's like, oh my god, yeah. He's like, I just made my porterhouse steak last night the same way. It is so good. It's the only way to eat. It comes out perfect every time. And I was like, I don't even think I could be in this anymore. I can't even be in this live anymore because it was so disappointing. Um, have I had your pork chops? Have I had your pork chops? I'm trying to remember. I feel like we did one time. I just don't remember if it was at your place when you were in Boston or if it was at mom and dad's when you were home visiting one time. But I'm 99% sure I have. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. The air fryer thing blew me away. But um, yeah, I first started to like pork chops for the first time ever. And this was actually the exact same story with steak, is from going over to Nicole's parents' house when I started dating her when we were 15, going over there, and is that her dad would be like, "We're having steak for dinner." And I was like, I didn't know how to think of it because I was used to how, how our father, or our, how our immediate family cooked steak and pork chops, how he did it, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want to eat shoe leather tonight. Damn it, darn it. And but of course he was a great cook, and he made like he's like he was a great cook. He would make it, like you make it, like it's gonna be good. I had a nice little egg and protein waffle, blueberry waffle, and piece of toast and a little prosciutto today for late breakfast. It'll probably be my dinner. Might have a protein bar. That man hates his and everyone else's taste buds. Exactly, dude. Could you? Because I think I heard like this doo doo doo, like that's what the noise my air fryer makes. And I was like, what was that noise? He's like, that was the cooker. I was like, the cooker. I was like, how are you cooking them? Like in the air fryer. It's the only way to cook them. And I was like, oh my God. And I try not to be a judgmental person, but that's just blasphemy. That's a one-way ticket to hell. Air frying steak and air frying pork chops. What are you doing? What are you thinking? It's horrid. Um, but I am gonna hop off here for a second. I think I am gonna hop off or hop on in probably an hour or two. I gotta bring this stuff on the inside, and I gotta pee really bad because I took my diuretics and I haven't peed in way too long. So Um, Aaron, I couldn't agree with you more about that man hates his and everyone else's taste buds. I don't know what's wrong with that individual. That's scary. It's scary there's people like that in this world. That's for sure. But love you guys. Love you, buddy. Love you, Aaron. And I will if you guys will be on, I'll probably be on, somewhere between 7 and 8, or 7 and 8, something like that. So I will see you guys soon. Love ya. Bye bye.